organizations like the World Athletics are actually requiring women to, well, be women to compete in female sports, Democrats like Gavin Newsom and Pete Buttigieg, well, they're switching gears.
Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. It is an issue of fairness.
So
it's deeply unfair.
would you speak?
The issue of fairness is completely legit.
Most reasonable people would recognize that there are serious fairness issues if you just treat this as not mattering when a trans athlete wants to compete in women's sports.
But this isn't going over so well with every Democrat. Transgender Rep. Sarah McBride doesn't like the sudden pivot towards common sense by some members of the party.
Gavin Newsom recently said that he believes transgender athletes shouldn't compete in women's sports. Do you worry about an overcorrection here?
I do believe that those statements have been overcorrections. Republicans are the ones that are obsessed with this issue.
Jerry, explain how this is an overcorrection. Because, I mean,
it's not an overcorrection.
Every indicator shows this is 80-20, 90-10 among Americans.
I just have no patience for this issue.
Yeah.
Because, look, young women with Title IX, they finally got their day in the sun, right? And now we're taking it all apart. We don't care. We don't care that young women have this unfair competition in sport. I don't agree with it at all. I don't think it's right. There has to be some other kind of solution out there. And I want to know, where are all the moms out there of young girls? You know, where are the Tiger moms who should be defending their daughters out there? I'm sorry, this just makes me really mad.
That's okay. Viewers enjoy you getting mad because they're sitting there mad too. And you're speaking for them. Joe, you like sports, you cover sports, you follow sports, you understand the nuance of it. You also cover culture, and someone like Gavin Newsom being out there as much as he is. Yeah. His flip-flopping, does it carry any water at all anymore? But I don't know that anyone believes anything he says anymore.
Always base a politician, or anyone for that matter, on their actions instead of their words, especially somebody as phony as Gavin Newsom, because in California, he signed into law allowing men to play against women in sports. And he could very easily now put forth another law basically pulling that back, and he won't do it. So, yeah, he'll talk a good game with Charlie Kirk, but in the end, until I see him pull back that law and say this is not right, like President Trump has stood up for many years, then I don't want to buy it. Same with Pete Buttigieg. You know, he wants to be president really, really bad, just like Gavin Newsom does. But when Joe Biden pushed this policy a couple of years ago, he was #1 behind it, and now he's saying all the right things because polls tell him what to say. You don't know what they believe in this situation.
Yeah,
but he's not helping enforce it either. That's part, in California. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Molly, this transgender issue, it's not just an American issue. We got this story from the United Nations. So this woman's name is Reem Al-Salim, and they're calling her the J.K. Rowling of the UN. And if you don't know, J.K. Rowling is an advocate for women. She also wrote Harry Potter. So the UN, this is their expert on violence against women, and she's catching heat for saying this.
I never imagined the day would come where my mandate would deem it necessary to prepare a report affirming that the words women and girls refer to distinct biological and legal categories, and that their female sex is central not only to the definition as categories of humans, but also central to the understanding of the discrimination and violence that they experience.
Yeah, she's also been met with a barrage of vile smears from her pro-women stance, some even coming from the UN itself.
Some international and regional organizations, influence groups, and governments have called me regressive, racist, colonial, transphobic, fascist, and Nazi for this and other positions that I have had.
So the reason why we want to point out J.K. Rowling of the UN is that J.K. Rowling is incredibly liberal. She's not conservative, she's not MAG, she's not anything like that. But in her mind, this is a very black and white issue. And that's what this person is saying as well, that she can't advocate for women that are marginalized or oppressed in certain countries if she can't say what a woman is.
Yeah, and in particular, this is just one of the many buzzwords thrown at her. Nazi is like the buzzword of the day, to villainize people that are standing up for really biological facts and dealing with an issue that's very serious all around the globe, that women are being not just marginalized, but violently attacked. And they have to be able to identify who these women are, where they are, in a very complicated global landscape where women have different rights and are facing different levels of violence depending on where they are all around the world. And the challenge here is people talking past each other on an issue that deeply affects vulnerable populations, especially vulnerable populations of women. And that's the most horrifying part of what she's dealing with.
Yeah, man. We have more freedom in this country than just about anywhere. The biggest issue here is for kids, and that's a bigger topic.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.